Good morning from the Duke Pork Chop Studios, downtown Newberry. It is Thursday. Time now to take a look at your latest local news from around the region. It is your Newberry News Update here on M123 FM. Your local news this morning is being brought to you by the Luce County Veteran Services Office, wishing all area veterans a happy Veterans Day. The Luce County Veteran Services Office, contact them at 293-4890. In your local news this morning, the White House is now getting involved in the ongoing dispute over Enbridge's Line 5 pipeline. Legal battles are continuing after last month's decision by Canada to invoke a 1977 treaty with the United States. That means the legal battle continues over Enbridge's Line 5 pipeline in the Straits of Mackinac. The White House is stepping in, saying it will not shut down the operation as of right now. Canada invoked the 1977 treaty and argued that the U.S. is breaking a section of the treaty. It says that no public authority in either country can take steps that would interfere with the flow of hydrocarbons. Because Canada made the decision to invoke that treaty, the U.S. government is preparing for negotiations. On Monday, a White House spokesperson confirmed that President Biden's administration is looking into the impact of closing Line 5. However, on Tuesday, the Biden administration came out and said they're committed to keeping the pipeline functional. The White House says the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is preparing an environmental impact study, but there's no timeline on when that would be completed. Line 5 opponents are arguing that the U.S. isn't as dependent on the line as the Canadian company says it is. UP State Senator Ed McBroom is arguing that there's no viable solution to get propane to the UP residents without Line 5. McBroom is an advocate of the Great Lakes Tunnel Project, which was approved by lawmakers in 2018 and would place the pipeline deep within the lake bed inside a concrete wall. Last week, 13 Republicans in Congress wrote a letter to President Biden stating why they feel the line should remain open. That included UP Representative Jack Bergman. Governor Gretchen Whitmer has also expressed her disappointment about Canada's decision to invoke that treaty. The LMAS District Health Department is holding a vaccination clinic for those seeking their COVID and flu shots. It'll take place today from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Little Bear East Arena in St. Ignace. All three vaccines will be available, and there are a limited number of shots being given out today. The flu shot and COVID clinic in St. Ignace today is also a walk-in clinic. No appointments will be scheduled. The Little Bear East Arena is located on Marquette Street in St. Ignace. Vaccines for this clinic are limited to people 18 years of age and older only. If you have any questions, you can contact the Mackinac County office for LMAS at 906-643-1100. Dates have officially been set for the 53rd running of the International 500. The I-500 snowmobile race is one of the Midwest and United States' largest snowmobile events. A week's long worth of festivities will get underway Monday, January 31st, leading up to the annual Sioux I-500, which will take place on Saturday, February 5th of 2022. You can get a full list of events and the current schedule by going to i-500.com and clicking on the schedule. The firearm deer season is just around the corner, and the Michigan Department of Natural Resources is reminding UP hunters that there will be some new regulations in effect as they prepare to step out for the 2021 season. One of the major changes involves universal antlerless licenses that are going to be applicable across the entire state for those areas that do not have restricted limits. For UP hunters, that means most will not need to apply for a license to hunt antlerless deer in certain areas. The DNR says that the public doesn't have to apply for private land use tag or public land use tags like they've had to in the past. Also this season, the DNR has divided the UP into 4 separate hunting sections, a north and south zone, as well as a Midwest and Mid-East region. The north zone is closed to the antlerless take, while the south zone is going to be open for antlerless takes with no restrictions. The DNR says that hunters had to apply for universal access permits last summer to hunt in the Midwest and Mid-East areas where they were only allowed to take one animal. Also changing this year is a new way to report your successful hunt. If you do happen to kill a deer, you now have the option to report your harvest online through the DNR website. Online deer check stations will make the DNR's job of collecting data throughout the season much easier as they report the statistics. You can also still report your harvest in person at one of 9 deer check stations across the UP. You can get that list as well on the DNR website. To purchase a universal antlerless permit for the 2021 season, you can go online to the Michigan DNR's e-licensing site at mdnr-elicense.com. Also on the DNR website is an interactive hunting map and more information on rules and regulations. You can also stop by your local licensing retailer to pick up a copy of this year's Michigan Hunting Digest. Governor Gretchen Whitmer is signing a bill that will soon possibly allow vehicle registrations to last for 2 years. Whitmer signed the legislation earlier this week that will eventually save Michigan drivers a trip to the Secretary of State's office or the post office. House Bill 4117 will allow drivers to choose a 2-year vehicle registration, which will improve the convenience of Secretary of State services. The governor has also signed Senate Bill 220, which allows for no-cost registration renewal for certain agricultural and industrial vehicles. House Bill 4281 will ensure continued funding for police and fire services in certain parts of the state. And House Bill 4059 will streamline children's mental health treatment plans. It's all part of a package of bills that Whitmer is signing as the year gets ready to come to a close and business slows for the holiday season. That is a look at your latest local news this morning. It's your Newberry News Update here on M123 FM. Your local news this morning being brought to you by the Luce County Veteran Services Office. Serving area veterans 365 days a year. Luce County Veteran Service Office would like to thank veterans for serving our country and wish them a very happy and safe Veterans Day. Time now to check in with sports this morning. Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers was fined over $14,000. The Packers were punished as a team after the NFL says they violated COVID-19 protocols. The NFL has been reviewing the Packers' COVID-19 protocols. League source says the team was fined $300,000, while Rodgers and wide receiver Allen Lazard each received fines of $14,650. They were fined for violations of protocols that were jointly agreed upon between the Players Association and the league. Source said the Packers' cooperation with the investigation has taken into consideration, but the team was warned that future violations could result in increased discipline, including possible change in draft position or loss of picks altogether. Not all bad news for Green Bay. Rodgers could soon have a brand new receiving target. Odell Beckham Jr. was once one of the top wide receivers in the NFL, but problems have led to his dismissal from 2 separate teams now. Beckham was released by the Cleveland Browns this past weekend, cleared waivers earlier this week. That means he's a free agent and can sign anywhere. Sources say Beckham is considering the Kansas City Chiefs, the Green Bay Packers, and the New Orleans Saints. His representatives have had conversations with all of those teams. Several players, including current Packers wide receiver Devontae Adams, have reached out to Beckham to entice him to come don the green and gold. Other teams that are possible landing spots include the Seahawks and Patriots. Beckham was once one of the most productive receivers, breaking into the league with the Giants and then moving to Cleveland. He had 17 catches for 232 yards in 6 games this season, but is a 3-time Pro Bowler. The Michigan men's basketball team tipped off their season last night. It's the 6th-ranked Wolverines beating Buffalo 88-76. Hunter Dickinson had a huge night in what he's hoping could be a Player of the Year campaign. Dickinson scored 27 points on 11 of 17 shooting, grabbed 6 rebounds in the Wolverines' win. Other double-figure scorers included freshman Caleb Houston. Point guard Eli Brooks also had 11 points in the contest. Wolverines open up at 1-0 on the season. The Pistons picked up just their second win of the NBA season, beating the Rockets 112-104. The matchup featured the top 2 picks from this past summer's draft. Pistons rookie Cade Cunningham had his best game as a pro, scoring 20 points, grabbing 4 rebounds, dishing out 3 assists in the victory. Jeremy Grant had 35 to lead all scorers. The number 2 overall pick in that draft, Jalen Green, had 23 points on 8 of 20 shooting, just 3-11 for 3 for the Rockets. Your latest local weather forecast for the day today. Here's what you can expect. Showers are likely with highs near 50. Breezy with southeast winds 20 to 25. Winds could gust as high as 40 miles per hour. Rain is likely, possibly mixing with snow showers on Friday. Cloudy, a high in the low to mid 40s. Southwest winds 5 to 10. Saturday, chance of rain and snow mix, mostly cloudy, a high near 40. Sunday, chance of showers, cloudy skies, a high in the upper 30s. I'm Dan Hardenbrook. This is your Newberry News Update on M123 FM. We wish you a happy